She got anything?
Not that I can.
It's against our policy.
Did you go deep?
A creepy male police officer in Tennessee talks to a female officer about illegally performing a body cavity search on a female arrestee. She was clearly uncomfortable.
Can I
Darby.
adjust it real fast and then you can...
Darby.
Has she been drinking?
Absolutely.
I can smell it.
Did you go deep? Darby.
Not?
Come on. Darby. You're allowed. Just get that finger there.
Just crap it up. Well, I'll drop it.
Finish the conversation, Darby.
Okay.
You gotta go in there.
Doing anything.
You're gonna have to transport her, Darby. Darby, you're my everything.
Thankfully, she complained, but this was not his first time.
Life's a lot like a wiener. Sometimes it gets hard for no reason.
And you, what? No.
Okay.
I noticed a news report from Tennessee stating that a police officer with the Rockwood Police Department had been fired.
Police officer in Rockwood was terminated following his actions during a traffic stop last year. That termination was appealed, but City Council upheld it in January.
Now, we do want to warn you, some of the details in this story may be offensive to some.
I decided to FOIA the body cam footage and his personnel file to see for myself. What I learned is that this guy shouldn't have ever been hired in the first place and shouldn't be allowed to pop up anywhere else, and I'll show you the reason. This is the actual body cam footage that resulted in his getting fired. The incident began with a November 13th, 2025 traffic stop in Harriman, Tennessee. Charles Haubrich was working as an officer with the Rockwood Police Department. Also on scene were officers from the Harriman Police Department. Harriman Police Department. Best as I can tell, this woman allegedly hit her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend with the side view mirror of her car while driving down his street, which she was not supposed to be driving down. And that was reported, and the Harriman Police Department then stopped her for speeding in their town. Meanwhile, Officer Charles Haubrich, who is an officer with the Rockwood Police Department nearby where that alleged collision occurred, he arrives at the scene and he confronts the woman.
Hey, get her out. Hey, take her out. I need her out. Step out for me.
I was trying to have a conversation with Garrett because I've been both of them since we were...
Step back here. She has a picture of you, she has a video of you hitting her arm
No.
with your car.
No.
So what happened?
No. I pulled up and she pushed the thing in my mirror. I left it purposely in because she purposely pushed it in. I didn't hit anyone near.
How much you been drinking?
I haven't been drinking.
Hey, right here, listen to me. I got a dog. Dog alerts on 5 odors. Listen. Marijuana, methamphetamine, heroin, cocaine, and ecstasy. So what it is, I'm gonna walk the dog around the car. All right? If
I'll
the dog,
give it to you. I have legally purchased pre-rolls from the store to help with my migraine, so I don't have to take all my...
and now listen to me, those pre-rolls, once you light them, it changes the THC content to become illegal. All right? So what it is, if the dog alerts on odor, then that gives us probable cause to search.
I understand, sir, but I live in my car, so like when I don't have a place to stay, like that's where I'm at.
I understand. Just wait here, and I'm gonna take the dog around it.
He questions her for a few moments, and then he gets his dog out of the car to sniff around the woman's car for drugs.
That's a good boy. Yeah, brav. Doopsiek. Ja, doopsiek. Ja, doopsiek. Ja, doopsiek.
So he takes the dog around the car, instructing the dog basically to alert in several spots, which not surprisingly the dog does.
Canine deployment. Hey, boy. Boy. Topsiek. Zoek. Hey, topsiek. Check up. Hey, check up. Zoek. 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 Kom hier. Hey. Zoek. Kom hier. Zok. Zok. Hey. Zok. Zok. Check up. Sniff. Zok. Zok. Hey. Topsy. Sniff. Sniff. Zok. Central 213. Positive alert.
And then he goes and he puts the dog back in the patrol car. He puts on his gloves and he begins to search the woman's car.
We got it. What's in the car? Anything illegal?
It's just my pre-rolls. That's all that's in there. I can give them all to you.
Well, I'm gonna give you some DUI here in a minute because I can smell alcohol too.
Eventually, Haubrich tells one of the other officers to continue searching the woman's car while he begins to investigate the woman for DUI.
I'm gonna let you search this, and then I'm gonna fucking do DUI on her. It's field sobriety, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
I'll give them, like, I think there's only like 1.5 pre-rolls in there. That's all I've got.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull my car in front,
I have the
and then I'm gonna give her some field sobriety.
I have the
Officer Haubrich then does some field sobriety tests, though he hardly bothers to point the evidence-gathering machine mounted on his chest at what the lady's doing, so we can't really judge her performance.
Stay right there in front of my car. Do you know what day it is?
Yes, it's Thursday, the 13th.
Okay.
I have a labral tear in both my hips, chronic migraines and spots in my brain that cause a gait
Leave the glasses on the hood for
I'm
me.
sorry, it's the brightness.
I understand.
It makes me sick.
See my finger?
Yes, sir.
It's the tip of my finger.
Yes, sir.
All right. I need you to follow the tip of my finger with just your eyes. Put your foot back on the line. Take 9 heel-to-toe steps back.
But in any event, this video is not about the DUI, whether or not she was actually DUI. I don't know what ever happened about that, but it's about what happened, or it's about the circumstances that occurred as she's being arrested. So here's what happened. She's being arrested after the woman is handcuffed. A female officer with the Harriman Police Department begins begins to search the woman prior after the woman is handcuffed. A female officer with the Harriman Police Department begins to search the woman prior to placing her in the police car.
At this time, I am placing you under arrest for DUI, vehicular assault. All right. And if the Harriman has any charges, they're going to charge you. All right. Now, are you willing to give me a sample of blood? Central 213.
That's Anthony Tucker.
Did you get the 28 off this vehicle from Harriman? 10-4. Thank you, ma'am. Just make sure that's added to the card. Did you find it?
Against policy.
After she finishes, Haubrich says to the female officer, "Did you go deep?"
She got in there?
Not that I can.
It's against our policy.
Did you go deep?
Can I
Darby.
adjust it real fast and then you can
Darby.
Has she been drinking?
Absolutely.
I can smell it.
Did you go deep? Darby.
Not?
Come on. Darby. You're allowed. Just get that finger there.
Haubrich then laughs at what he said, while the female officer is sort of visibly uncomfortable with the conversation. The officers then have an extended conversation with the arrestee, where they basically debate issues of constitutional law as well as the level of her alleged sobriety.
Just so you know, The pre-roll stuff, once you light it, you're burning it. It changes the THC content. It goes up. It becomes illegal. Okay? That is a fact.
Okay.
My dog is proofed off of hemp and marijuana. So if he alerted on your car, which he did, that means it is illegal marijuana.
But it's a totality of circumstances.
No,
so-
it's not a totality of
I
circumstances.
mean, that's what Tennessee awarded back in like August of last year, but okay.
Award what?
That it was a totality of circumstances.
What's a totality?
Because hemp and marijuana smell the same, and I legally purchased it
All right, listen
over
to,
the counter.
listen to
sir.
what I'm telling you.
I legally purchased it
Yes,
over the counter.
but this animal here has been proofed. There is 26 molecules in hemp. 13 of them are shared by marijuana, but there are 2 volatile odors that the THC has that the hemp does not. That animal alerted on that car. That means it's THC, not hemp.
Okay, but the Tennessee Supreme Court ruled in what, August of 2023, I believe it was, that it's the totality of circumstances.
True, but there's a case study that
we'll
came
go
out.
with it. That's fine.
I'm just letting you know.
I legally purchased it. I don't have anything
It's legal until you burn it.
It's legal until you burn it.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I
when you're
wasn't
And when you're behind,
when you're DUI.
but you smoked it and got behind a wheel.
So,
If it's in your system and you're driving,
well, it stays in your system for several days. So, I mean, that's a catch-22. Come on now.
After which the female officer sort of gets frustrated and she begins to walk away. As she's walking away, Officer Charles Haubrich again begins to restart the prior conversational tone that he had with this female officer. Clearly, that was making her uncomfortable.
There's a difference, though, in it being in your system for several days.
Darby, you got to talk to her, Darby. Darby, come on. Finish the conversation, Darby. You got to go in there. You're going to have to transport her, Darby.
I
Nicole.
wasn't smoking and driving.
Nicole.
I wasn't doing any of
Listen to me.
it. So,
Nicole.
that's fine.
No, did it?
Then it appears from the direction that his body cam was pointing that he was just sort of staring at this female officer for no reason for an extended period of time, rather than towards the arrestee, who was still over there making statements at that point. The female officer does appear to me to be uncomfortable.
Like, this is just more of Eric's vengeance, but that's fine. I'll just keep going on it.
I don't think it's Eric's vengeance.
It is.
He starts to talk to her again, telling her things that she already knew.
The mirror.
She knocked the mirror, and what it was, she came up. She was on North.
Melinda hit the mirror.
She came up. The good lady said she stopped right behind her. And then what it is, she swerved around her, and when she did, she hit her in the arm with the passenger side.
So she begins to walk away from him. As she's walking away, he asks her why she's going home so early.
If you're going home, why are you going home so early? It's fun. Go.
I mean, it is. Who's taking her?
She is.
Then, as she's finally walking away for good to leave, walking towards her cruiser, Charles Haubrich once again calls her name, and he says, "You're my everything."
Darby, you're my everything.
She doesn't respond. She doesn't even turn around. She just continues to walk away. And this wasn't the first time that he had talked to women this way while on the job. Here's a clip of something that Officer Haubrich said to a woman at a traffic stop over a broken headlight.
Life's a lot like a wiener. Sometimes it gets hard for no reason.
And you, what? No.
Okay.
In fact, according to the local news, Haubrich has an extensive history of similar complaints.
Reprimand after reprimand, written warning after written warning. The personnel file for former Rockwood police officer Charles Haubrich is chock full of them. We sifted through more than 100 pages from multiple police departments. Haubrich began working for Rockwood Police in 2007. Earlier that year, he worked for Graysville Police Department for 6 months. There, according to his personnel file and an article from the Herald News in Graysville in 2007, a father filed a complaint against him alleging that Haubrich told his 17-year-old daughter to get in the squad car to talk alone. Haubrich was suspended following this complaint in September of 2007 and ultimately resigned a month later. Shortly after, in November of 2007, Haubrich began his career with Rockwood Police. He got a few violations in 2013, but the bulk of written warnings and reprimands we saw began in 2020. Those reprimands were for conduct unbecoming of an officer, for sharing an offensive Facebook post, and the second, making comments about women's weight in the 911 dispatch center, going as far as asking a dispatcher if she is pregnant. But after all of that, he was able to keep his job.
According to the personnel file information I received from the Rockwood Police Department, Officer Charles Haubrich was formally notified in November of last year that he was being disciplined for this incident. Specifically, he was told, on November 13th, 2025, at a traffic stop in Harriman, you repeatedly asked a Harriman female police officer if she had performed a body cavity search on a female suspect in the presence of that female suspect, and incorrectly informed the female police officer in the presence of that female suspect that she had the right to perform a body cavity search, although no search warrant had been issued. You referred to the body cavity search as going deep. He was given the opportunity to respond as well as a hearing on these disciplinary charges, and the documents indicate that on November 21st, there was a meeting that took place where the incident was discussed with the chief of police as well as Haubrich's direct supervisor, his lieutenant. The meeting notes indicate that Officer Haubrich acknowledged the complaint but stated he couldn't control how another officer interpreted his remarks. He expressed willingness to apologize and maintained that he didn't violate policy or suggest anything illegal. He clarified that his comment referred to a person, quote, stuffing dope in her bra. But the chief of police responded that it didn't appear to him that the comment referred to a bra, and emphasized that the statement was unprofessional and inappropriate regardless of intent. Finally, the documents indicate that on November 25th of 2025, it was formally determined that Haubrich's conduct violated Rockwood Municipal Code as well as the department policy in a number of ways. The document also says that Haubrich had been previously suspended on May 30th of 2025 for failing to maintain a city-issued canine in a safe and controlled manner in a local auto parts store.
That's a good boy. Yeah, brave.
As well as 2 reprimands in his personnel file for making disparaging and inappropriate comments to female staff members at the Brown County 911 office, noting that past efforts to rehabilitate you have not been successful. Ultimately, based on these things, he was terminated. He is apparently appealing. Clearly, Officer Haubrich has been acting like a creepy guy for a long period of time. It's too bad that something wasn't done sooner. This guy had been there since 2007. That's almost 20 years of likely acting this way. And good for the female officer for finally complaining and getting him fired. It's probably happened to countless women that he's arrested, such as this woman.
Life's a lot like a wiener. Sometimes it gets hard for no reason.
And you, what? No.
Okay.
It's crazy that he's acting this way now in 2026, knowing full well that he's being recorded on bodycam. But you can help make sure that he's not given a badge anywhere else by spreading this footage. Put it in front of as many eyes as possible.
You're allowed. Just get that finger there.
If I hear anything else, I'll update, and you can follow along by subscribing both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. You can follow me on X at JohnBryanESQ. Remember, our rights don't end where your fear begins. Freedom is scary. Deal with it.